Russia says it's captured another 4 villages in the Kharkiv region in eastern Ukraine, an area where Russian troops had been pushed back nearly 2 years ago. It means that since they launched their surprise offensive 2 days ago, they've taken 9 villages. Russian officials say as of today, these 4 villages are now under Russian control. They claim to have also taken these villages since Friday. Ukraine insists its forces are managing to hold back further Russian advances. Kyiv has been expecting a Russian summer offensive for some time, including a possible attempt to capture Kharkiv, Ukraine's second city. Today, there have also been strikes on the Russian side of the border in Belgorod, with Russian military saying a Ukrainian airstrike destroyed a section of a 10-storey apartment block. With the latest on the conflict, our defence correspondent Jonathan Beale reports from the border town of Vovchansk.
The road to Russia, just a few miles from the border. And proof the Russians are back in the Kharkiv region again. The town of Vovchansk was liberated in a surprise Ukrainian offensive less than 2 years ago. Now it's at risk of falling back into Russian hands. Alexei, a local policeman, is once again telling the population to leave. He says it's better than dying. The shelling is constant and chaotic, and it's all over the town. We quickly move on at the sound of a Russian drone. This is all that's left of Serhi's home. The familiar Russian tactic of reducing towns to rubble. But Serhi says he can't leave. He needs to look after his goats. Now, his only worldly possessions. You can still hear the artillery battle going on. It was more intense yesterday. This devastation, one man's house, was created by a Russian glide bomb. And that's the sound of a jet somewhere. Ukraine's outgunned and outnumbered, and Russia's using aerial glide bombs to devastating effect. Alexei simply says, look at what's happening. For some, it's made the decision to flee unavoidable, though it's still heartbreaking for Alexander. This was the home he grew up in. He doesn't know if he'll ever return. Ukrainian officials insist they were ready. Not everyone agrees. This drone footage appears to show Russian troops crossing the border unopposed.
Maximum 2 hours I'll be in front line.
For something you've already fought for before in 2022. Same again.
Same again.
You're angry?
Very angry.
Denis, a Ukrainian reconnaissance commander, helped push back the Russians in 2022. Now he's having to fight for the same territory again.
There was no first line of defense. We saw it. The Russians just walked in. Where were the minefields? They just walked in.
Ukraine says it's repelling this attack with reinforcements. But Russia's been probing the entire 800-mile front. And in Kharkiv, it's exposed the weakness. Jonathan Beale, BBC News, Vovchansk.